Hi, welcome to Table Talk 805. I'm here with Tony. She is the owner, founder, and the cannery of Doña Cele beans. Now, these beans are delicious. You could eat them fresh out of the can, literally. Um, my culinary skills are not quite what people think they are. In my mind they are, but in reality not too much. So I do depend a lot on our canned goods, and also they're good to have around. You never know when the zombie apocalypse may happen. It's always good to have a can of beans around. Um, so tell me, Tony, what inspired you to can the beans?
My mom. My mom, to us, she was one of the best cooks around. She's got a lot of recipes, chile verde con carne, chile colorado con carne, albóndigas. And, you know, I got into the stores and looked at some of the products that were out there. I shouldn't knock them down too much, but you've experienced it. And I knew that we could come up with a better product. With the beans, I added a process to the canning. The recipe, I don't know if you've read the ingredients. It's only water, pinto beans, lard, and salt. Okay, so there's nothing, no additive, no preservatives. But I came up with a new idea on the processing that nobody in the country is doing, which eliminates the can taste and the can smell. A lot of people accuse me of using a different can from everybody else, and I said no, it's the same old can. It's it's the same cheap can from everywhere. There's only like 3 companies in the country, in the world, that do manufacture cans. And a lot of people, when I mentioned the lard, la manteca, they say, oh, there it is. That's the flavor. I said no. Rosarita, Sunvista, Bush, everybody that has traditional beans, they have lard in them. So what makes them taste like they do, and we taste like we do? It's a process, and people don't understand that until they try it. Once they've tried it, once they've tasted it, they say, wow, these are different, so distinct from everybody else. Everybody assumes that because they're a canned product, it's going to have the can taste, can smell. We're the only ones. I'm convincing 100% of the people, not 20, 30, 40, even 80%. I'm convincing 100% of the people, Francine, that we're the best beans in a can.
Now, these can be found where?
Most stores. There's a website. www.doñacele.com. We have a list of all the stores we're in, from Vallarta, Tres Sierras, Amar Ranches. We're all the way from Pismo Beach, Morro Bay, some Spencers over there, all the way into parts of San Diego too. So we're working on getting into the Cardenas, Northgate, Superior, all the other Mexican chains. And I feel like once we get into the Mexican chains that give us a bigger, easier chance to get in, then we could work with the Ralphs, the Vons, all the American stores we call. But right now I'm trying to work with Costco. Costco, they have a local vendor, and that's how I'm trying to get in. Just get me into one store. I said, we'll work on the rest down the road, but get me into the first store, and we'll convince your customers that by far we are in a can. Nobody.
Now, are these the only 2 sizes you currently have right now?
I'm working on the number 10 can, the 1-gallon can. Cisco's Food Service wants to carry me, but I need the big can, and that's not the problem. I have everything ready. It's just that it's just going to take a little bit of time. But we do want to do the black beans, the whole frijoles de la olla, whole pinto beans. We have so many items we want to put on the market, spicy beans, everything. And everybody's already hitting us up for it. The stores that we're in, they're saying, Tony, when you come up with another product, bring it in, we'll take it in. The hardest thing to do, Francine, is to get in the first time. Get your foot in, and you can bring almost anything into the store pretty easy. So that's what we're praying for.
Are these canned locally, or are they canned somewhere else?
Actually, I'm canning in San Antonio, Texas. There's a facility there that was able to take me because as a new company, all the major companies, they want to produce mass. You're right. And this was the only company that gave me the opportunity to start off small. And we're still the smallest company on the totem pole, but give me another year, we'll be a little bit bigger.
Now, do you plan on bringing the manufacturing here eventually when you get to that level, when you get to Costco and the Cisco's and
I'd love to.
The black beans and all the other beans?
If the city of Oxnard will give us the opportunity to get in here, it's not that cheap here in this area. It's pretty expensive as opposed to San Antonio and Dallas, which is where I want to go. Actually, the reason I really wanted to head out to Dallas, Texas area is because that's the hub of the country.
Yeah.
We can go anywhere from there. From here, for me to ship from Oxnard or even Los Angeles out to the East Coast, that's pretty expensive. And the customers are the ones that are going to be paying the cost. So I'm trying to go centrally. That way everybody has a good the pricing on all the products would be pretty cheap, pretty inexpensive.
Now, when you decided to can it, what made you say, I'm going to can this, we're going to make this a go? I mean, everybody says that about their mother's cooking.
Correct.
Oh, my mom's the best. My mom makes the best
Correct.
this. You've got to have this.
True.
Oh, you got to come and eat.
So
I
true.
mean,
So
my,
true.
my husband is a perfect example. Oh, my mother's cooking so great. I'm a little still in the, but hey, that's his mom.
True. Growing up, there was 10 of my family, boys and girls.
Small family, I
Small
see.
family, typical Mexican family. All our friends and neighbors, relations, they all ended up at my mom's house. When we took burritos to school, we traded them out for their lunches at the time. Everybody was after my mom's food. It didn't matter who they were. My parents and my youngest brother Felipe, they had a restaurant in Ventura for about 15 years, and he's legally blind now, legally handicapped. My mom and my dad got old, so they kind of closed it out. And in the restaurant, like here, this great restaurant, by the way. Okay, you deal with 200-300 people a day, maybe 400 if you're lucky. You're dealing with what did the place look like? How clean? How fresh? What did the food taste like? Was it cold? Was it hot? Was the service good? With the in a can, you don't have that problem. They come to the store whenever they need it. You buy it. You need it today. You buy it right now. If you don't, you wait till next week. Here, you got to come here to eat their food. With us, you're gonna be able to do that at home. You won't have to go to no fancy restaurants no more. Okay. With the products that we're gonna be doing, the chile verde con carne, chile colorado con carne, we're basically gonna be doing whole meals. Like some of the prepackaged where you just stick them in the microwave. We'll be able to do that, so you'll be
That's
able to
my
eat.
kind of cooking.
There you go. That's who we're trying to tackle on. People like yourself that don't have time to cook. The second, third generation people that don't have the time. They're all working, so that's what we're looking for. And eventually though, even the old timers, they're getting old, so they don't want to cook anymore either.
For me, it's the talent. I lack the talent of it, but I buy salsa. I feel it's mine. I bought it. It is my salsa, and I joke around with that with some of the local places here, the panaderias and stuff. I buy it. I feel it's my recipe.
What is?
And they feel it's funny, but
The only talent you need for us is be able to open up a can opener. You're done. Heat it up, microwave it on the stove. It's done.
now with some of the beans in the can, you have to go back and recook. What makes yours is neat because I can just open the can and eat it.
We're refried beans already.
Yeah.
Made like home. Okay. No additive, no preservatives. Just like you make them at home. People have told me that they have taken them home and they refried them again. That's when you call them refried beans. These are fried beans, by the way, okay? When you do it second time, now you're talking about refrying them, okay? And a lot of people tell me that they do that with most beans that they even at home. But they've told me that when they've done that to these beans, it makes them even that much more fantastic. Add some chili, add some cheese, whatever you want to it just enhances it. It's not like you're trying to doctor them up like the other brands. These are ready, okay? Anything you do to these makes it that much better.
Yeah, I've done that. I've bought refried beans in the can from some of the bigger ones.
Correct.
And I usually have to add or I have to redo something to kind of give it that flavor.
And you still have the aftertaste.
You still do, or there's just something missing to it.
Correct.
The closest I found before I had discovered your product was the Sun Vista, but those are the whole beans.
The whole pinto beans, yeah.
Yeah, and I have to refry them. I have to add the lard, I have to add the salt, I have to add everything.
You still got all the work to do. No, you don't. And another thing I've heard people do with, like you, Sun Vista, they've taken the can home, they've drained it, rinsed them to get rid of that flavor they come with, and then they do their own thing to it. Why? You don't have to no more. We have Doña Cele that tastes like homemade with all the...
Now, when will these products, other products,
This coming year.
This coming year,
Yeah.
we're going to roll a full line.
I'm hoping for, yes. I need the public backing me up, buying this product. We need to start being a family name, a household name, and that's what I'm looking for.
Now, have you started any kind of like publicity campaigns or anything like that, or?
I put out a commercial on TV, but it's not really cheap. It's pretty expensive, and I don't have the funds. I don't have the deep pockets.
That lottery thing hasn't worked out.
I keep buying my tickets though. God says I'm trying to help you, but you got to buy the ticket. So yes, once we get that, I'm looking for investors. That would really. We're on the verge of exploding, Francine. Okay, it's just a matter of getting the right people behind us. I'm trying to do it all on our own, and it's an expensive endeavor. So I feel like if I was to get a couple investors with deep pockets, that we can really take this on to the next major step.
Now, I hear that the Small Business Administration offers grants and things to help with small endeavors like this. Have you had success with them or not too
No,
much?
none whatsoever. You got SCORE, you got all these small business associate loans and all. And you know the problem with those, if you don't have collateral, you might as well forget. It's like going to a bank. Okay, they talk about helping the small businesses. I've gone to many of those. Nothing. They all say, well, what's your credit rating? If I had great credit, I wouldn't be coming to you folks. You know, I'd be going to a bank. You know, and that's the biggest problem we have with SCORE, with the small business loans. There's no such thing. They say they help. I haven't had no luck with them. Okay, and I've gone to quite a few. The first thing you tell them, I don't have good credit. I said, well, sorry, I don't have no collateral. Well, sorry. I said, I do have a can. I said, well, that's good for you, but that's not going to put
That
money
doesn't
in your
help
pocket.
us.
It doesn't help us now. So we've tried. You know, I've gone to different places, and you know, they talk about being able to help you, but the minute you say what you have, they close the door on you.
Now, when you go to the store, you always see products on sale or something, advertised.
Correct.
Does Vallarta or some of those markets, do they put your product on their front page as a, special item to buy or two for $1 kind of a deal or
They
something?
not really, because to get into you got to get into all the Vallartas, because when they do their sales, all the stores, you have to be in every single store of theirs, because the ads are for everywhere at one time. So if you're not in 100% of the stores, you're not going to get that. So they'll lower your price a bit, but they're finding out, most of the stores are finding out that people are buying us now, that they're raising the price, and I'm giving it to them a good price to keep my prices low, but they're going up and up, realizing that people are looking for it, that people are buying us. So I have no control on that. I can give them as cheap a price as I can without losing, but they have to kind of keep the prices down, and they're trying to, eventually, now that we're getting into 100% of the stores, we do have to pay for the sales. It's not like they'll just go ahead and automatically put you in. You got to give them a discount for them to put you on the ads, and that can get kind of costly too, Francine. So we're trying to promote them on our own. Just the taste. People taste us. They realize what we have, and they're buying us, and forgetting about everybody else, and that helps.
Now, when will Cisco be able to start moving your product?
With Cisco, it's not like they take a product in any time of the year. They have their, I'm not sure what they call it, the quarters or end of the years, that they have to actually vote you in. It's not like this is what I've been told. Okay, so it's not like I can just take my product there today and they'll take it. They got to wait for the right timing. The fiscal year, whenever you want to call it, I'm not sure how they work it. So I'm working with them. I'm trying. Just a matter of time, because I do have other companies that want to can for me, and you got to understand, Francine, that the big can, the number 10 can, not many companies can it. They have to have the facilities for that, and there's a company up in Arkansas that can do that for me. But it's just a matter of me getting together with them, giving them the recipe and the process. So you got to trust in people that they're not going to take your recipe or your secrets or whatever and run with them.
Now, how do you protect your recipe? I mean, you're giving it to this company to say, okay, package it, here's how you package it, here's how it goes. And, they're 1,000 miles away,
Correct.
so you can't stop in every,
No, you can't.
every week or two to check the quality to make
Correct.
sure that, it's good.
True, you're right about that. It's confidentiality agreements that you sign. It's ethical that they don't run with your product. I mean, if I open up my own facility, I'll be they call it co-canning, co-packing for other customers, and you will be taking their product, their recipes, and doing it strictly for them. So ethically, they're supposed to acknowledge that it's your recipe, not theirs, that they can run with it. So it's eventually, I keep saying eventually, most companies start copycatting. Okay, they do copycat. Well, look at the beans. There's about 100 different brands out there. Somebody started with the first brand, and they just, other companies came in trying to imitate them. So as long as we can get out there and be the first ones that they're going to try to imitate us, that's fine. Because they're gonna have to really do the homework on our product. Because no, we are in a can. There's no, you've had them, you've tried them. We feel like once we get out there, they have to come after us. Like right now, I'm comparing myself to Rosaritas because they're number one in the country.
They're the only ones, really.
Well, that's what people tell me. They say, what other options do you have? I said, well, now you do. But that's my hope is that eventually when we get out there, the Doña Cele, the label gets out there, people are going to say, well, it's not as good as Doña Cele's, or it's comparable, but, that's what I'm shooting for. So as far as protecting it, it's kind of tough.
Now, have you patented or copyrighted the recipe to make sure that, it isn't acquired by a competitor?
Correct. The patents are not easy to come by. I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable on that. I have an attorney that's going to look into that for me. But eventually, when we do get into the other labels that we're able to afford patent attorneys and work it out, we will. Yeah, we try, like I said, to protect our rights. So hopefully we can do that. But when you don't have the deep pocket, it's hard to do anything. So we're trying.
Now, I can find these at local mom and pop stores around town as well, correct?
All the mom and pop stores have me, except the 7-Elevens, the gas stations. Those we're not in.
The chains.
The chains, yeah. Their headquarters. You got to get into all of them. So right now, mostly 99% of the mom and pop stores here in Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, we're in. So you can find us, and like I said, on the website, we have a list of all the stores we're in.
Now, can I order directly? Let's say I want 2 cases of it. So can I go to your website and say 2 cases, ship now?
Cost effective? No, not right now, Francine. Maybe down the road when we could set up something like that. But I've had a lot of people email me asking for shipping it to them, and I can't do that right now. It's cost effective. Is not, it's going to cost you a fortune.
Yeah,
so
to ship that.
It's pointless. I want you to have quality and price. And if I send it to you cross country or even into the next county, it's going to cost more. Okay, and I don't want to do that to you.
So no postal service there. No, it fits. It
No,
ships
not yet.
over
Yeah.
there.
Well, even with if it fits, it ships. It's still pretty expensive. Okay, by the time you do that, you're talking doubling up, tripling up the price per can. I mean, if people are willing to pay that price, we'll probably do that, but not right now.
Now, do you guys offer on your website now? The thing I like about products is that I can go to the website and get recipe ideas.
Mm-hmm.
What to do with it. I mean, a can of beans is good. I like it. Just put a little cheese and call it a day.
Correct.
But
No.
sometimes you want to make dips. Sometimes you want to incorporate it in something else.
Right.
Now, do you offer those kinds of recipes?
We do have recipes on the website. From enchiladas to tacos to whatever. Different ways of preparing your beans without the secret. Okay, don't get me wrong. But yeah. But no, we got 7-layer bean dips, tacos, tostadas. There's so many different things that you can put us on, and people, when they think beans, they're thinking of bean dip, okay? And people say, oh, bean dip. I said, no, we're not. Don't consider us a bean dip. We are actually frijoles. It's a side dish. It's not a bean dip. Eventually, we will be doing the bean dips. And one thing about the bean dips, if you ever buy them, I will name the names of them little cans of bean dips. They're like $3 for a 9-ounce can.
Oh, yes.
2 chips and they're gone. You got 16 ounces for $1.29, $1.39, depending on what store you go to. So how can you beat the price? Okay. And flavor-wise, we're going to be doing the spicy ones too, so you'll be able to do both dips and combination plates.
Now, how hot are we going to go on that? I mean, because I've had some spicy where it says it's spicy, and my husband's like, this is not spicy.
True.
And then you've got some where it's burning you a new one. So it's kind of where, are you going to have hot and then super hot, or are you going to have...
We will.
Gabacho hot and Mexican hot, or
I've seen some gabachos that can take it more than we can. So no, don't say gabacho. This man here, I know Robert, one of the sidekicks, he can take the hot. No, we will gradually, maybe 3 different heats. Yeah, on the Schofield, yeah, not too hot, mild, hot, and hottest. They just came out with a new chili. I think it's called Ripper. Out of I'm not sure what here in the United States, the hottest pepper in the world. It beats our habanero from Mexico. That's what they're saying. So maybe we'll try that one for the chili lovers.
Now most Mexican families, obviously, when you have the big meal, the beans, the rice, the empanadas, the whole thing, there's usually a salsa to go with it.
Correct.
So will Don Celia have a salsa, or is it just kind of a saturated market?
It's saturated. We want to do the meals. The salsas is something I'm not thinking about. Even though my mom had some pretty good salsas at the restaurants that we owned, I don't think I want to go there. There's too many. There's a lot of good salsas out there. I'm not knocking them. I know we make some at home, but to compete with the companies out there, no, I don't think so. Not this time.
Will you add it when you sell your meals? will you have maybe a package of salsa to go with it as a complimentary item or
Good point.
something?
I think what we'll do is we'll probably venture with some salsa company. I'm not sure who. You know, once they come up to us and realize who we are or help us out, maybe we can start using their salsa and put it onto the side dishes there for you guys.
Now, have you approached some of the Hispanic companies, the Gamma or some of,
Goya,
yeah, there we go.
the,
Some of those Mexican companies, have you approached them to say, hey, let's hook up, let's, get together, or
not
you're
yet.
kind of not right now?
You know, Francine, this is a family recipe, family company. I want to keep it like that for as long as I can. Um, I know Mission Chips wants to venture with us as far as putting their chips up when we do demos and stuff like that. They want to back us up. Eventually, we'll do something like that. The salsa companies and well, anybody else that's out there. I'm not turning nothing down yet. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I mean, if there's an opportunity to piggyback with somebody, definitely, definitely, because we do need all the help I can get. So
Now, a lot of times with these potato chip companies like the Mission or the Frito-Lay,
correct,
usually what they do when they're encouraging a product, they have a coupon.
correct.
If you buy this bag of chips or you buy this bean dip, we'll give you a coupon for free. Have you guys, or you're still kind of in that early infant stages?
The infant stages, but I did talk to the man's name is Giovanni from Mission Chips, and that's basically exactly what you're saying about the coupons. Buy a can of beans, you get $2 off their bag. Yeah, we have talked about that. It's just a matter of sealing the deal and down the road, especially when we get into more and more stores that it's something feasible for them, something that they're gonna profit from. Otherwise, if they're just gonna be giving it away and not making anything, it's not a good deal for them. But
Now, what's the website for? It's just Doña Celia. Now, does it have the little NA on the website, or can I just type it in?
you can
Or
probably just hit Doña Cele, Doña Cele Beans. But yeah, the website www.doñacele.com. But if you just hit Doña Cele Beans, it'll pop up. Thank you. We
now,
will.
what's neat about these cans that are on the table right now is they are so hot they're fresh off the shelf. Because his beans are just flying right off the shelf. He didn't quite have the case to bring, so we had to go to our local mom and pop and pick them up. But what's nice is it shows how available they are. You're running into the store, you got to get a 6-pack of beer, get a can of beans, a bag of chips, and you call it a day.
Got a meal.
And that's the nice thing about these beans. You crack it open, and hopefully eventually they'll have the pop lids because some of us are just even too lazy to get the can opener going. And, just get the chips, and you can literally dip them right out of the can. And there's not a lot of companies that can say that unless you're small and you rhyme with Frito-Lay. Well, I'd like to thank you, Tony, for being on our show. Thank you for coming and letting everybody know about Doña Celia. You can find out more information about this product on their website, or you can email me directly, and I will gladly let you know how you could send your donation to help them get off the ground at tabletalk805@gmail.com or my Facebook page, Facebook.com/tabletalk805, and you can get more information, and you're welcome to go to their website and get some great bean recipes and ideas for your next holiday party. I will see you next week right here at BG's Cafe. Thank you.
Thank you, Francine. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you do that small campaign, I think that'll...
Good idea.